The mechanism inside a wristwatch that measures time and moves the hands accordingly is called the movement. High-end watches typically use traditional, very intricate mechanical movements. Such premium watches are made up of a multitude of components, requiring hundreds of manufacturing and assembly operations. Luxury wristwatches are made of top-quality materials, often precious metals. They're crafted with painstaking precision, partly by traditional watchmakers, partly by high-tech machines. The main section of the watch case starts out as a block of metal, stainless steel for this model. A press stamps the preliminary shape, which a computer-guided milling machine then finalizes. Another computer-guided machine drills a hole on the side for the stem and crown, the manual watch winding mechanism. This tool refines the edges. Next, using an abrasive tool, they manually etch the surface to give it a brushed metal finish. Then they apply some polishing compound to a felt buffing wheel and polish the entire surface. Certain models undergo a second polishing performed by a robot. The two other parts of the watch case, the back and the ring around the watch face called the bezel, are made the same way as this main section. To produce the movement, they cut a square brass plate and stamp it into a preliminary shape. This computer-guided mill then refines it to the correct thickness. The next computer-guided machine makes several slots and holes. This part, called the main plate, is the base upon which all the movement's components will be assembled. The milling process leaves behind traces of metal dust and oil on the surface, so the main plate undergoes a thorough washing with water and solvent. Once dry, a computerized inspection device examines the plate from 3 dimensions, verifying that every last detail is precisely as it should be. Then the last machine cuts the final circular shape. The main plate is now technically perfect. Only finishing steps remain. First, to remove tool marks, they sandblast the surface to give it an even matte finish. Here's what the plate looks like before sandblasting and after. Another computer-guided tool etches tiny circles onto the main plate surface to produce a pearl-like effect. This next component, called the bridge, covers most of the parts assembled onto the main plate, and itself holds a number of parts. After a laser engraves the company name, they fill the lettering with varnish. They put the bridge into an automated machine that etches a brush finish and wipes off the varnish. Some varnish residue remains inside the letters, making them more visible. Next, a robot sets a jewel into each hole in the main plate. Jewels are tiny cup-shaped synthetic rubies. Each jewel will hold one of the movement's moving parts in a drop of lubricating oil. After installing 2 barrels containing a spring each, the watchmaker positions 4 wheels. These form the gear train that moves the hands of the watch. Next, he mounts the auxiliary main plate on top. This sandwiches the barrels and gear train, holding them in place. Then the escapement, the regulating mechanism. Winding the watch fully coils the springs inside the barrels. The escapement paces the springs as they slowly unwind and turn the gear train. Now a robot takes over, squirting a drop of oil in each jewel. Meanwhile, a laser engraves the watch brand name and logo into the oscillating weight. This component is a heavy metal disc, first stamped in a press, then refined by high-precision computer-guided tools.